Hey guys, as I told you guys, I was getting the Biostar. This is actually a retail sample from Newegg that my buddy Zeneffect from California ordered. He's cool enough to send it out to me. Obviously, he took some of the peripherals out of the box, but we're gonna check the board out and then we're gonna put it on the bench and beat up on it. So they've got like millions of advertising on this thing. Like, it's just, I'm not gonna go over it. I'm sure a review site can copy paste all this stuff and blast all these features. But the features all over the box. So back plate's a little flimsy. It looks like it's got like a nickel plated finish to it. The CD, what he sent me. So, this is what we care about, though. All this stuff off to the side. So this is the Biostar GT7 in all of its glory. I noticed when I was looking at it that I didn't see any doublers for the phase, so I actually pulled it off and looked at it last night. They're there underneath the heatsink. Something to note of all the other manufacturers out there, I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually a white AM4 socket, and it is low T's, not Foxconn like all the other manufacturers. One of the things I noticed right off the rip was these are really close to the back plate. If you plan on running LN2 on this board, you're going to have to be very careful that you don't whack them with your back plate. I use AM4 back plate, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you use your own back plate, you're going to keep that in mind. And it does have an LN2 switch, so I guess they want you to bench it on LN2. The board feels, it's not, I wouldn't say it's as solid as the top tier guys, but it's pretty solid. This stuff, you know, as we've seen on all the boards, nothing moves. The heat sinks are actually pretty small. There is no heat pipes, so it doesn't look like they borrowed these and just shoved them on here. They've got like wired in lights throughout this whole board. They've got lights underneath here. This thing lights up, I guess. This lights up, I guess. This lights up, I guess. This sticker actually is covering, I don't know if you can see it. This sticker is actually covering like finned heatsink you could use. This can get ripped off. There's a cover underneath. I don't know if you can see the light bar. You can pretty much rip that off and put something else over it if you wanted. There's no anchors anywhere on the PCI slots, but I've pulled on them. They're not ripping out, so whatever. This thing's got light spots all over it. It's got lights in this, it's got lights in this, it's got lights in this, and it's got this thing called 50/50 Fun Zone. Basically just RGB headers. There's one here, there's one here. It's your 50/50 Fun Zone. This thing is kind of cool. I have no clue what Eco and Sport does, but power and reset. So, a little concerned about the longevity of those, but I mean, you've got your panel down here that you can use, which of course is not labeled, but I'll figure out what's what. Got a port 80, so that's nice. The M2 is above, so you can gain access to it with a card in. This is a little bit cluttered over here too, so if you plan on benching this board on LN2, you're gonna have to take special attention to these because any amount of moisture is just gonna, yeah, it's not gonna work out too well. Got a single 8-pin. It's got dual BIOS. There's the ROMs. This is the switch. This is your clear CMOS right here. So I would kind of like, would have liked a clear CMOS button on this board. Not that it matters. Sometimes I have to hard clear anyway, but it would be nice to have a clear CMOS button. Because, I mean, like, they've got this DVI port here. Like, get rid of this, give me a clear CMOS button. I like the fact that it has at least one PS2. It's got, I don't know, gold-plated audio jacks, SP diff. So, the audio caps are actually, it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't see them, they're hidden underneath. But they look like they were trying to use quality caps, I can't tell. Gold and black, so probably the standard that most of the industry is using. All in all, for the price range, I think the board's, you know, well, this thing's only like $170 or something. This was a $160 board at the time, and I mean, this is what you get from 160 to 170. The $10 difference in the price range, and you're bouncing up. You've got a port 80, you've got power buttons, power and reset buttons. You've got lights, which I really don't care about, but yeah, we got lights. So if you care about lights, you got lights. Seems a little light on the memory phase, but we'll know if that matters until we overclock it. The other thing I'm curious about is their arrangement. What I'm curious about, we'll test and find out, is this VCore and is this SoC, or is it 4 and 4 and then these 4 are SoC? So we're going to find out. If this is all VCore, that's an interesting arrangement since all other manufacturers are doing VCore from this side. They're feeding the CPU this way, they're feeding the SoC this way. So that's surely interesting to me, at least. So yeah, it feels like, I don't know. I would not say that I wouldn't even compare this board to the mainstream. I mean, in its price, into the top tier, I would compare it against the mainstream, just based on its price range. I mean, you've got this board in its price range, and then you've got the Gaming 5 in its price range. So, I think it fits right in where they put it. Of course, looks and build quality are only part of the battle. They actually need to perform and overclock and not melt and overheat and whatnot. So I'm gonna get it on the bench and we're gonna find out what this board is made of in, I don't know, about another hour, because I am wrapping up a 48-hour session on the B350 instability, and I will be finishing up the video on that soon enough. So that's the Biostar GT7. I kind of like it. If this board actually performs pretty well on the bench and the VRMs are actually in manageable temps, I'm probably going to buy one myself, or I'll just buy his board off of him, one or the other. Anyway, there you have it. We'll get this thing on the bench soon. See you later.